Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I am the Straight Edge Monster and we're doing some Pro Wrestling Sim saving the AWA as the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament continues here in July of 1989. We got a big show for you today. 6 episodes. 4 TV episodes and 2 Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament nights. So we'll do night 3 and night 4. Go ahead and get right into it. We're going to book this first one. This is at the Omni in Georgia. Let's go 100%. To start the show intro. Next up, we've got 96. Hey, 96%. All right, Sting makes his entrance, and he is angry. Sting says he wants Ric Flair for the world title tonight. Ric Flair comes down to the ring and tells Sting he isn't ready to be the world champion. Ric Flair says he's going to prove it tonight by giving Sting a one-on-one match, but it will be non-title. Flair says that when he beats Sting, when Sting has no pressure to win, we'll see how easily he will crumble at Beach Brawl when the title is on the line. Flair says that the realization will hit him like a lightning bolt tonight that he's not in the same league as Ric Flair. 100%. We now go to words from the leaders of the Red Group after 2 nights of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament, Jake Roberts and Rick Rude. Jake Roberts cuts his promo first backstage. At AWA Battle Blaze, I wasn't able to complete what I needed to do so that I could gain an AWA World Championship shot. That man was Sting. However, I was able to win my first 2 matches of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament, and right now I have 6 points tied at the top of the group with Ravishing Rick Rude. Rude, I want you to know that if it all comes down to you and me on who makes it out of the group, if I don't win, I hope you go on to win the whole thing. Trust me. Rick Rude and Heyman are backstage for their promo. Heyman says that just as he suspected the hardest group in the league, they put his man Rick Rude in. For whatever reason, whether it's Vader, Warrior, Battle Dome, or now the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament, the AWA has been out to screw over my client, but this time he's winning. This time he's outsmarting, and this time he's believing in himself like no other time before today. 6 points, 3 matches to go, and you better believe yourself out there that he will finish with 18 points and move on to the final 4. 100% from both of them, that's pretty good. We've got a 69% as Smash defeats Robert Gibson by pinfall. That's right, the Demolition defeat the Rock and Roll Express. Next up, we hear Terry Funk and Vader promos. The leaders of the White Group give their thoughts on what has transpired so far in the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament. Funk is backstage and says that he's 2-0. Funk says that the White Group is the toughest group of them all, and it's not even close. Vader, Hanson, Brody, and the toughest man he knows himself. Funk says he doesn't know what is going to happen the rest of the way in this tournament, but one thing was for sure, he wants another shot at Ric Flair for taking his world title away from him. Vader and Percy Pringle are backstage to give their thoughts. Percy says that Vader isn't a very happy man. Vader isn't happy that he has 6 points. Vader isn't happy to not be wrestling tonight. Percy says Vader is only happy when that bell rings so that he can destroy whoever stands in his way. Percy says Vader will be happy when he goes 5-0 in his group, wins the semifinals, and wins the whole tournament so that he can take the AWA World title once and for all. Alright, so we're starting out pretty fucking hot, not gonna lie. A Terry Gordy update gets 100%. Okay. Might be one of my best shows. AWA catches back up with Terry Gordy in his home as he sits injured at the hands of the Fabulous Freebirds. Tony Schiavone off camera asked Terry about how he's feeling now that it's been a few weeks since the last time they talked. Gordy says his body is feeling better, but his mind is still racing at 200 miles per hour. He wakes up every day thinking he's going to call his buddy Michael P.S. Hayes, and instead he remembers what he did to him and gets angry all over again like it just happened. Tony asked Gordy who was on the phone call the last time that they talked when they had to excuse him and leave. Gordy says it was just an old friend of his checking in on him that he hadn't seen in years. Gordy says it was nice to link up again. Tony then asks when can we expect to see him back in the ring, and if the answer is soon, then how will he get his payback on Hayes and the Freebirds? Gordy says he actually has no timetable for his return, if he will return at all. Gordy says the way he landed really messed him up when he was attacked, and he says that he actually hopes the Freebirds win at Beach Brawl against the Von Erichs. Tony asks him why. Gordy then gets interrupted by his wife again with another phone call. Gordy answers and says he has to take this and apologizes, and the video fades. Next up, we got a Hulk Hogan promo. Hogan says he's happy to hear that Warrior has given him the chance at the AWA International Championship. Hogan says that at Beach Brawl in Hawaii, it will be a massive battle of epic proportions when he and Warrior lock up. Hogan asks that since they're still friends, if Warrior would like to team up with him next week so he can see what real power looks like in person. 100%. It's going well, guys. This is a good show. Non-title match. Sting defeats Ric Flair by pinfall after hitting Flair with 3 Stinger splashes. 89%. And another 89%. Lex Luger makes his way out to the ring. Sting better get out of there while he can. Luger gets in the ring and is staring at both Sting and Flair. Luger walks up to Sting, says something, and then shakes his hand. What? Flair looks pissed as the show ends. This gotta be good. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is... Oh, 93! Let's go! Oh, my God. $4.3 million. $17,000 tickets. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. Now we're going to go right into the next show. This is AWA action, also at the Omni in Georgia, 100%. This one probably won't be as good, but it'll be all right. Cool. We gained in the first one, so we got a little room to work with here. 96%. Randy Savage and Jerry Lawler cut promos off the heels of the first 2 Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament nights. Savage says, freak out, freak out. That's what is happening in the AWA right now. Savage says it's a busy time in the AWA. Huge tournament where he's leading this blue group with 6 points, and that he's got his eyes on Jerry Lawler for sole lead in first place. Oh, yeah. Savage also mentions that Flair versus Sting and Hogan versus Warrior, and says that he's coming for both titles when he wins this whole tournament. Jerry Lawler says he doesn't need to tell anyone how he feels or what his strategy is going forward in the tournament. What the strategy going forward in the tournament is, all the peasants need to know is that it's good to be king. So 96%. Savage got 100, Lawler got 91. Got a 77% as Davey Boy Smith defeats the Ming by pinfall to retain the U.S. Tag Team titles. The British Bulldogs defeat the Fuji family, which was the Ming and the Great Muta. 3.5 stars, actually. Let me write that down. That's pretty nice. 77%. Love to see it. This is not a good. That was not a good angle, but it's all right. The Hart Foundation and Missy Hyatt come out to attack the British Bulldogs after their match. Okay, that was at 55. That's terrible. Brian Pillman rushes the ring. That was 63. Hart Foundation, or he stares down Missy Hyatt in the Hart Foundation, and then all 3 of them attack. Interesting. That was not good. That was not good. But Brian Pillman turns heel and has joined the Hart Foundation. 77%. Hopefully we can come back with this. Ted DiBiase says that he's the sole leader of the gold group. How fitting that is. The only thing that would make more sense is if he was already the AWA International Champion, but Roddy took that from him, so he's got He got him back by beating Piper on night 1. DiBiase says the Gold Group has no one that can stop him from moving on to the Final Four. Oh, there we go. There's a good comeback. 100%. Ultimate Warrior cuts a backstage promo. Warrior says that he accepts Hogan's offer to team up next week and that if anyone is going to see what real power looks like, it'll be Hogan looking at the power of the Warrior. 4.5 star match. 80%. Okay. AWA Women's Championship on the line. Akira Okuda wins with the dangerous Queen Bomb over Bull Nakano after Fuji interferes with the distraction. Dump pulls Fuji off the apron, but it's too late as Okuda retains the championship. So that was really good. And then last segment, give me something good. 91%, 16. We could have saved it. We could have went even. That 58 might not have hurt us too bad because it was only an 11-minute thing. We'll see here. The Horsemen come to the ring with all their titles. Ric Flair grabs the microphone and says he's got a few things he needs to say. Flair says that first he wants to congratulate Sting. He says that Sting proved to him that he can win with no pressure, which is already more than he thought he'd be able to do. Flair says that despite that, he wants Sting to know that it will be the last time he ever beats Flair one-on-one. Flair says at Beach Brawl in Hawaii, Sting is going to feel the difference between a non-title television main event in an arena and a main event title match in a stadium on pay-per-view. Flair says he knows Sting isn't ready and won't be able to handle that kind of pressure, and that is the same pressure that Flair used to turn himself into the diamond of professional wrestling. Flair then turns his attention to Lex Luger. Flair says, "And now we get to you." Luger points at himself and replies, "Me." Flair says, "Yeah, you." Flair says, "Whatever you got going on with Sting needs to end now. You're a horseman, damn it. Who took you in when you were nothing? Us. Who showed you the way to gold when no one else would? Us." Sting's music then hits and he enters. Sting stops at the stage. Sting says he knows Luger is a horseman and he's okay with that. Sting says Luger isn't his only friend, and Sting knows that he isn't Luger's only friend. The issue Sting has with Flair, the Horseman, and by extension his friend Luger, is that they keep taking the easy way out, cheating, double-crossing, interfering, etc. Sting says that's all going to change at Beach Brawl when he defeats Flair for the title, and the AWA can have a world champion they can be proud of. He tells Flair he needs to stop worrying about Luger and focus on the man that just beat him last night. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's see if that saved us. Let's see if it saved us. It did. 85. Let's go. Oh, shit. We just got global? That was faster than I thought it would be. We just got global, dude. Oh my god, we just got global. Hey, Vampire Warrior accepted our offer. Let's go finalize. All right. That promise this thing is going to be up there till March 1990. That's super annoying. I don't know why that's up there. It was a glitch when I kept my promise to him. It definitely does not last that long. Anyway, so that's going to be up there being annoying for the next several videos. All right, so we did 3.9 million. And the attendance should have been 17K again. Yes, it was. Another sellout. Love to see it. Oh my god, let's go to promotions, Allied. What did we get? Oh, we got Latin America. Oh, nice. So we are officially global now. National and 3 more continents, which means 60 in at least 3. And there they are. That is cool. We did it. Let's look at some other stuff going on. Ronda Singh defeated Kyoko in the main event to keep the Stampede Women's Championship. Pegasus Kid defeated Duck Furnace to keep the North American Championship. Mongolian Stomper got another dub. He's been a winning machine since he's been with Stampede Wrestling. Kevin Sullivan defeated Bad News Allen. Jim Powers defeated Kendall and Jim Duggan defeated Bill Irwin. Nothing there. Okay. Yeah, we're killing it right now. Okay. We're officially global, baby. Ooh, Tito. Tito. We're global. We got a shit ton of money. Do I want Tito Santana? Ooh. How old is Tito Santana? 36. 72 wrestling skill. All right, hold on. What is... Not to be racist or anything, but I would love to put him with Manny Fernandez. He's 35. 64 wrestling skill. He's just got way less popularity. Ooh, shit. This could work. This could work. I could put Tito with him. Two-time Intercontinental Champion and two-time World Tag Team Champ. Shit. I can give him a 2-year contract, I think. What do we think? 2 years? It's 36. That way, if it doesn't work out... I don't know what the fuck his gimmick is. What's his gimmick? Wholesome face, probably? If he accepts it, we'll put him with Manny and have another tag team. Like, because I don't have enough tag teams. Fuck it. I don't have enough tag teams. Poetry Quest. Tito Santana also offered a contract by NWA. We'll see who he accepts. I think I put in the work and deserve a push. I would like to receive a push sometime before October 16th. That's not too. That's not. What? I'll accept it. Fuck it. That's a long way away, so we're good there. It'll be interesting to see where Tito goes now that I'm global as well. There's a lot of shit going on. Nothing there. No titles on the line there, although Jeff Jarrett won in the main event, so that's cool. Nothing there. Big Daddy loses again. Nothing there. Nobody putting any titles on the line this week. Except for my developmental. Cactus Jack defeats Dustin Rhodes to retain the Western States Championship. And Jushin Thunder Liger and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeat Chris Benoit and Psychosis to win the WCCW Texas Tag Team titles that the Blue Bloods had to vacate because I called them up. Interesting. Ooh, now, okay, some tag team action going on here. He accepted me. Let's go. Thank you. Ooh, Hennig wants a title match before September 17th. Yes, you can have that. Saturday Night Main Event. Bam Bam defeated One Man Gang to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and Jimmy Snuka defeated Rougeau to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Junkyard Dog and Rocky Johnson won in a handicap match against Kamala, apparently. Okay. Fujiwara and Choshu won the IWGP Tag Team Championships. Great Muta retained the Heavyweight Championship over Inoki, which is insane. Koshinaka defeated Jushin Thunder Liger. Suzuki defeated Raven. And that's about all that's noteworthy from that one. NWA main event. Buddy Roberts lost to King Kong Bundy in the main event. Scott Steiner of the Steiner brothers defeated the Mod Squad. Butch Miller defeated Kendall Windham. Oh, Ray Dudley has entered the wrestling world. Well, good for him. All right, we're going to night 3 of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament. 76% for the first match, and they gave it to Kurt Hennig. Next up, 4.5 stars. Holy shit. 93%. Rick Rude. They had Rick Rude beat Jake Roberts. Okay, interesting. Wow. 78%. They gave it to Ricky Steamboat. That draw is going to hurt those two. That draw is going to hurt Kurt Hennig and Ricky Steamboat. I can feel it. 82%. 3-star match. And Terry Funk defeats Rick Martel. Stan Hansen defeats the Iron Sheik. Down to 73% match. Vader defeats Bruiser Brody. That was an 80% match. Four and a half. Randy Savage defeats Jerry Lawler. 92%. Lex Luger defeats Plano the Clown. 74%. Sergeant Slaughter defeats the Patriot. 67%. Roddy Piper wins over Greg Valentine. 87%. Three and a half stars. 86%. Ted DiBiase defeats David Schultz. And finally in the main event, 3 stars, 77%. Austin Idol defeats Bob Backlund. Kind of a shocker, actually. In the show, we gained in pop. 90% overall. Nice. $20,233 tickets sold at the Phillips Arena in Georgia. Tara defeats Lisa Moretti to retain their title. Curtis Thompson defeats Jason Knight. Tugboat Taylor loses the Glacier. Todd Champion defeats Scott Peterson. New Japan. Minoru Suzuki defeats Jushin Thunder Liger. The New Wolves defeat Hiroshi Hase and Takano. Koshinaka defeated Yamazaki. All right. Dude, we're killing it today. Watch these last 3 shows be so bad. I'm gonna be so pissed. All right, we're going to AWA Superstars. This is at the Sprint Center in Missouri, 100%. Go opening. 86%. All right, Dusty Rhodes and the Midnight Riders make their entrance into the arena and get in the ring. Dusty says he came to the Sprint Center for one reason and one reason only, and that is to get his hands on Ric Flair. Dusty says he knows Flair has Sting at Beach Brawl, but won't give him a title shot rematch. Dusty says he wants a 6-man tag match with Flair and the Brainbusters against Dusty and the Midnight Riders. Dusty says if his team wins, he gets a title shot if Flair retains over Sting. Horsemen then make their entrance to the stage. Flair says that he applauds Dusty for his request and accepts the challenge. Flair says if he beats Dusty tonight, though, Dusty can't challenge for the world title again while Flair has it. And the Brainbusters can't be challenged by the Midnight Riders while they're the World Tag Team Champions either. Dusty looks at Barry Windham and Magnum TA. They nod at him. Dusty fires back, "You're on." "55% as the New York Connection win their debut tag match when Adonis pins Sean Simpson. So Dick Slater and Adrian Adonis are the New York Connection. "100%. There's a carnival headed to AWA. It's already been infiltrated. It's almost time to infect everything." 100%. And we got a injury. Of course we do. And we got a 5-star match anyway. Let's go. Let's go. Chigusa Nagayo defeats Norio Tateno by pinfall after hitting the Thunderfire Powerbomb. Crush Gals retain the titles. Unfortunately, Tateno was hit with an injury as a result of the match, but we still got 5 stars out of it, and at least finally it wasn't the person holding the title. Hopefully the injury's not too serious, but we got a 5-star match, so that's cool. Even with the injury. 86%. Nasty Boys are standing with Jimmy Hart and let it be known that tonight they will end all their fans' hopes and dreams when they beat their heroes in the main event. Then Hogan and Warrior are standing by with their response. Warrior says he and Hogan will rid the AWA of the filth that is the Nasty Boys tonight and throw that filth into space, never to be heard from again. Hogan says that Warrior is right, and that if that little scrawny Jimmy Hart tries to stick his nose in their business tonight, then he will get thrown into space with them. Alright, so 86 because the Nasty Boys promo brought it way down, but they also gained popularity, so it's whatever. Gotta take the good with the bad here because we'll probably lose that popularity in a second, obviously. And there it is. 73% match. Warrior gives the Gorilla Press Slam to Knobs, but before he can run to do the ultimate splash follow a finish, Hogan tags himself in. They stare at each other for a brief second before Hogan gets into the ring and delivers the atomic leg drop to Knobs for the pinfall victory. Hogan and Warrior win. 99%. After the match, Warrior and Hogan have their hands raised by the ref, but they eventually lock eyes and get in each other's faces. Warrior doesn't seem pleased with the ending of the match. Warrior and Hogan then go forehead to forehead as the fans erupt. Let's go. They are not thrilled with that. And then the main event match, the Outlaws versus the Horsemen. The Outlaws represented by Dusty, Magnum, and Barry Windham. Horsemen represented by Flair, Arn, and Tully Blanchard. Magnum TA actually defeats Ric Flair to win the match. 84%. So a little shocker there. No popularity change, which I'm cool with, because I thought a couple of those were super low. We had a 55% match. So I'm actually cool with this. 84, no popularity change. But no popularity lost either, so we'll take it. Let's see. Now 18,972 tickets sold. 3.84 million. Go ahead and get these off, and let's see what this medical is. She hurt her calf, and she's out till September of this year. That's not terrible. I can handle that. And I might even have her come back early. We'll see what my owner, if I hit any of my owner's goals and what I get to do or whatever, all that shit at the end of the month. Earthquake defeated Junkyard Dog Derby. They're treating this $1 million championship like it's their fucking world title, bro. What is happening? All right. Going to the last TV show of the stream. And then we'll do the last night of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament. Another 100%. Love to see it. This one's only 8 segments. A lot of big segments, so we got to hit. We have to hit here. 92%. That's good. That's good. TDE enters the arena and the ring. Ted DiBiase is handed a mic from Linda Banks. DiBiase says that he's already beaten Piper in the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament, but that isn't good enough. He wants Piper put out of action. He is offering anyone in the TDE $100K if they can take Piper out of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament tonight. Piper's music hits as the crowd goes nuts. Piper comes out and says it's classic DiBiase to deflect the issues onto others for money. He says Ted acts so confident because he stole a win over him in the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament, but he knows he can't beat him straight up, so he has to send his goons to try and do something he can't. Piper says not only will DiBiase not do anything to Piper tonight, but neither will the rest of his rejects. A 64% match as Brian Pillman wins his debut inside the Hart Foundation with a little help from Missy Hyatt. He beats Chris Von Erich in a singles match. Next up, we got 100%er. Hulk Hogan and Warrior cut backstage promos on each other as they continue their paths to collide at Beach Brawl. Hogan says he was impressed with Warrior, but he knows in his heart he can win the big one in the AWA and become the AWA International Champion. Warrior responds by saying that Hulk Hogan has been impressive almost his entire career, but the one place he couldn't win anything is the AWA, and that proves that the AWA is the best promotion because even one of the greatest can't get gold here, and at Beach Brawl, it will be no different. Another 100% video for the Carnival of Fear. The Carnival of Fear will take down everyone in the AWA. The Carnival of Fear are coming to the AWA. The Carnival of Fear are already in the AWA. 62% as the New Rockers defeat the Sawyer brothers. And Shawn Michaels pins Brett Sawyer after hitting the Crescent Kick, or the Super Kick, or the Sweet Chin Music, whatever you want to call it. 62%. Alright. Got 96% for the Flair and Sting promos. Ric Flair and Heenan and Sting cut backstage promos on each other. Flair says what happened last night was a travesty, but he has to move on because he needs to stay focused on Sting at AWA Beach Brawl. Flair says there's no way he doesn't keep his title at Beach Brawl, and he will have to be killed to lose it. Sting says Flair Says he's focusing on Sting, but he sees only the opposite. Hogan, Dusty, Magnum TA. It seems like he's focused on everyone except the Stinger. Sting says he has a surprise for Flair at Beach Brawl, and he can't wait to show him and the world what it is. And finally, we got a 3-star main event match, 79%. As the Gold Group Tag Team match, Ted DiBiase, David Schultz, and Greg Valentine go against Roddy Piper, Bob Backlund, and Austin Idol. Roddy Piper rolls up Ted DiBiase for a quick pin to win the match. So there you have it. And we gained again. What? 86%. $4.1 3 million. 18,120 tickets. WWF makes a contract renewal offer for Pat Patterson, which is fine. They can have Pat. We can have Pat Patterson. Let's see what happened on Stampede Wrestling and main event. Pegasus Kid defeated Mongolian Stomper. Lady Amazon defeated Denise Storm. Don Callis defeated Biff Wellington. And King Kong Money gets another dub. Okay. Easy peasy. All right. Here we go. Night 4 of the Nick Bockwinkel Invitational Tournament at Kemper Arena in Missouri. 77% for our first match as Rick Rude wins. 85% 3-star match as Kurt Hennig defeats Kerry Von Erich. A 4.5-star match, 93%, as Jake Roberts defeats Ricky Steamboat. Dan Hansen defeats Rick Martel, 77% match, 3 stars. Got a draw, a little DQ. %, between Terry Funk and Vader. 70%. Bruiser Brody defeats Iron Sheik. Lex Luger defeats Jerry Lawler. That is a 79%. Randy Savage defeats Ooh, 4-star match. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Randy Savage defeats Patriot. Three and a half star match. 78%. Sergeant Slaughter defeats Plano the Clown. Three-star match. 82%. Ted DiBiase defeats Greg Valentine. 3-star match. 82%. Roddy Piper defeats Austin Idol. And in the main event, 3.5-star match. 26%. David Schultz defeats Bob Backlund. In show, gain pop. 87%. What is happening? Dude, we're killing it. We are killing it here. We sold 19,500 tickets. Nothing happened there. CMLL. No, nothing happened. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next day. Nothing there. Earthquake defeated Big John Studd in the main event. That's interesting. That's a crazy match. No title matches there. Giant Haystacks defeated Steven Regal. Okay. Nothing really there either. There we go. Billy Jack Haynes defeated Ken Shamrock for the World Championship to hold on to it. No title matches there. Eddie Guerrero defeated Coquina to retain the United States Championship. Jushin Thunder Liger and Rey Mysterio defeated Crush and Rob. Why is Crush and Rob Van Dam together? What the fuck are they doing with my tag teams over there? And Psychosis defeated Hayabusa. Really? That's interesting. Pat Patterson re-signs with the WWF next day. Got 2 males. That's the promotional war reports. Okay. We're good there. AJPW has a huge show. Doesn't look like anything happened or it would have popped up. We'll look at it anyway. The All Asia Tag Team titles stay the same. Gaora TV titles stay the same. Triple Crown titles stay the same. And World Tag Team titles stay the same. So, yeah. Alright. And then main event, nothing happened. They're not doing too hot over there, though. Alright, so that is the update. Let's look at the tournament. Rick Rude literally has 12 points. He only needs 3 more to get 15. He has to defeat Ricky Steamboat in the last match. Looks like he's going to win anyway, though. Kerry Von Erich and Colt Casanova have 0. They fight each other in night 5, I assume. Yes, they do. So one of them's got to eventually win, you would think. So that's not looking good for them two, but it looks like Rick Rude has it won. It doesn't even matter what happens. No, that's not true. That's not true. If Steamboat beats Rude and then Roberts beats Hennig, Roberts will have 12 as well, but then it will come down to whoever won the singles match. So it wouldn't matter anyway because he lost to Rude, right? Yeah, he lost to Rude. So Rude's got it. Rude's got it won. So Rude's won that one already. Now this one's still got some ways to go. Vader and Terry Funk are tied with 10. So that's going to be interesting to see who wins that. Because they just drew against each other. Vader's got to go against Rick Martel. Terry Funk has to go against the Iron Sheik, which means that's looking like they're both going to get 13. Which is going to be weird. Since they drew against each other, that's going to be a bitch. This one is Savage is destroying. Savage is destroying on that one. If Savage loses the Sergeant Slaughter... Or no, my bad. If Savage loses the Plano the Clown... and Luger beats Sergeant Slaughter, then they tie, but then Savage has him beat as well. So, yeah, that one's Savage. And then DiBiase has this one won already because DiBiase had beaten Piper. So, and I don't think DiBiase is going to lose to Bob Backlund anyway. So it's looking like we pretty much know who's winning these. The only hard one is going to be the one that is the hardest one, Vader and Funk. I'm really hoping somebody loses their match, but I don't think Vader's losing to Martel, and I don't think Funk is losing to Iron Sheik. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that one plays out. But it is down to night 5. And then the tournament will take place at Beach Brawl. The problem is I might have to do an extra match with Terry Funk and Vader on one of these 2 shows right here, because if they both tie and then they drew against each other, that's going to be a match I have to set up on Superstars or Action. So it'll be crazy if that's how it works out and get an extra match out of the tournament. But we'll see how it plays out, I guess. I might do a mini episode with just night 5 so I can figure out how I want to do that. But yeah, since everything worked out pretty good today, I will be back tomorrow with hopefully some finals. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I am out. Deuces.